G'day mates, welcome back to the next episode of The Guns of Grand Theft Auto 5. Today we're going to be taking a look at the pump shotgun and examining its use and application, its history, real life counterpart, its performance and operation, as well as how it fits into the game and the player's arsenal. The pump shotgun, or simply the pump action, is one of the first shotguns available to budding criminals getting their start on the San Andreas scene. It's widely available, meaning it can be found nearly everywhere and will be carried by nearly anyone. It's a particular favourite of law enforcement on all levels. For example, it's the favoured shotgun carried by Los Santos police and Los Santos sheriff's deputies. It can be acquired from police cruisers, and when the police respond to certain high-risk situations, such as active shooters or barricaded suspect calls, there's a very high chance that some of the officers responding will be wielding their beloved boomsticks, due to the force multiplier that they often provide. The pump-action shotgun may also be used by San Andreas Highway Patrol officers, IAA and FIB agents, corrections officers, soldiers, and Noose tactical teams, and sometimes even the park rangers. It's also a favourite among civilians and San Andreas' criminal elements. Store clerks might use them to try and fend off stick-up crews, and gangs may use them infrequently. To illustrate this, it's possible for Franklin to get one from a member of the Vagos during the repossession mission. In terms of applications and performance, the pump shotgun is a weapon intended for close quarters combat. It particularly excels at utterly decimating targets at close range, making it a perfect weapon for room clearance. Despite being intended for close quarters use, it can actually reach out and hit targets at ranges typically unheard of in regards to video game shotguns. Generally in games, a shotgun seems incapable of dealing damage past arm's length, but in GTA 5, it can deal damage at ranges of up to 40 meters or just over 130 feet, though obviously the further away the target, the more the damage is going to fall off, meaning that you're still better off using it like a killer paintbrush and painting the walls red. The stat bars, according to the wiki, show a 67% damage rating, a 20% fire rate and range rating, a 30% accuracy rating, and a 10% magazine capacity rating. It has a capacity of 8 shells and can be customised with a weapon-mounted light and a sound suppressor, which is mildly interesting, as shotguns are typically harder to suppress, though it's not unrealistic because suppressors for shotguns actually do exist. The rate of fire is respectable. It can fire around 70 rounds per minute from a typical stance, though this is reduced to around half when blind firing from cover. The iron sights aren't too bad either. I did drag the pistol's irons a bit in the last episode, but the irons for the pump gun are actually decent. They're not amazing, but they have a decent sight picture and they could be considered precise, which is ironic considering that shotguns are anything but. To summarise its performance, it's a pretty handy shotgun, but it's pretty easily outclassed by the more advanced offerings, and once you get those, you'll have little reason to come back to this one. In terms of the gun's real-life counterpart, it is inspired by the Mossberg 590 pump-action shotgun. You may know it as Shane's weapon of choice in The Walking Dead. The in-game model is set up in a similar fashion too. It features a combination of both a stock and pistol grip, as well as a heat shield, longer barrel, and flush-fit magazine tube. It can easily be identified as a Mossberg, thanks to the safety catch being located on the back of the receiver, just behind the rear sights. The in-game shotgun is manufactured by Shrewsbury, a fictitious arms manufacturer formed sometime during the 1800s. Shrewsbury shares some interesting things in common with the Winchester Repeating Arms Company. Both were founded in the 1800s, and both share names with towns in England. The shotgun does appear to be a relatively faithful recreation of the Mossberg, though it is not without some minor discrepancies. For example, according to the IMFDB page, the barrel appears to be too long for Mossberg cruiser variants, but too short for the full-length shotguns offered by Mossberg. In addition, the forend, or pump, appears to be too large. There's also a glaring error in the reload animation. Regardless of how many shells are fired, the user only loads one into the magazine tube before racking the pump, which is obviously incorrect, though it's likely that this was done for balancing reasons. And with that, it's time to summarise and conclude the video. In short, the pump-action shotgun is going to be an integral part of your arsenal in regards to close-range firefights, and will serve as an effective and reliable tool until it can be replaced with a more high-end shotgun. Until then, however, it's got more than enough power and accuracy to get the job done. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the second installment of this series. Let me know if there's any particular guns you want me to take a look at down in the comments. I'd be happy to make a video on it. Have a good one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, mates.